The settlement's alarm shrieked across the frozen wastes of Calvernine, a sound that turned Cerise Dawn's blood to ice. Not again? Not the children? She sprinted through the crystalline corridors of the colony dome, her boots hammering against metal grating. Through the transparent aluminum walls, she could see them, 3 Corthian raiders, their chitinous armor gleaming like oil slicks under the pale blue sun. They were heading toward the nursery wing. Cerise had been a colonist for 8 months, a xenobiologist studying the native ice moss that somehow thrived in sub-zero temperatures. But before that, she'd been other things. Things she'd tried to leave behind on Earth. The nursery door had been breached. Plasma scoring marked the walls like claw marks. Inside, 12 children huddled in the corner, their caretaker a gentle Vaxian named Merlo lying motionless by the entrance. The smallest child, a 4-year-old named Tommy, was crying silently, the way children cry when they're too terrified to make sound. The lead Corthian turned its triangular head towards Cerise. "Human, step aside." The younglings fetch high prices in the periphery markets. Cerise's hand found the emergency locker on the wall. Her fingers wrapped around cold metal a maintenance torch, designed for cutting through ice-locked hatches, not a weapon. "Not officially?" "No," she said simply. The Corthian's mandibles clicked in what might have been laughter. "You face 3 trained warriors. Your settlement has no military. Your kind are soft, fragile. You break easily." Cerise felt something old and sharp unfold in her chest. A smile touched her lips, but there was nothing warm in it. "You really don't know humans, do you?" She moved. The maintenance torch wasn't designed for combat, but at 2,000 degrees, it didn't need to be. The first Corthian shrieked as superheated plasma carved through its shoulder joint. Cerise rolled under its return strike, came up inside its guard, and drove her knee into what passed for its thorax. Chitin cracked. The creature stumbled backward. The second raider fired. The plasma bolt missed Cerise by centimeters, close enough that she felt her skin blister from the heat. She threw the torch like a spear. It struck the Corthian's weapon, and both clattered to the floor in a shower of sparks. Then it was just her fists, her elbows, her desperation. Humans, she remembered her instructor saying during her brief military service, are persistently effective combatants not because they're stronger or faster, but because they refuse to accept that they've lost. The second Corthian caught her across the face. Pain exploded through her skull. Blood filled her mouth. She spat it out and smiled wider, showing red teeth. The alien hesitated just for a moment, confused by the expression. That moment cost it dearly. Cerise grabbed a fallen piece of debris part of the breached door and swung with every ounce of strength she possessed. The makeshift club connected with the raider's head with a sound like a hammer striking a ceramic pot. The third Corthian, the leader, had been advancing on the children. Now it turned back to face Cerise, reassessing. She stood between it and its prizes, swaying slightly, blood dripping from a cut above her eye, her left arm hanging at an odd angle. "You are injured," the alien observed. "Defeated." Cerise laughed, a sound like breaking glass. "Injured?" "Sure. Defeated?" She shook her head. "You really should have done your homework on my species." The creature's translator struggled with her next words, spoken in a tone that mixed casual conversation with absolute promise. "See, we humans have this thing about children. Doesn't matter if they're ours or not. Doesn't matter the cost. You threaten our cubs, and we become something else entirely." She picked up the fallen plasma rifle with her good hand. The weapon was designed for Corthian physiology, too large, too awkward. She aimed it anyway. "So here's how this works," Cerise continued, still smiling that terrible smile. "You leave now, or you try to go through me, your choice. But I promise you, and I mean this with every cell in my body if you choose wrong, one of us is definitely dying today, and I've already made peace with which one." The Corthian studied her for a long moment. Perhaps it saw something in her eyes. Some ancestral memory of humans hunting megafauna across African plains, of soldiers holding impossible lines, of mothers doing unthinkable things to protect their young. "You would die for them," it said, puzzled. "For offspring not even your own?" "In a heartbeat," Cerise said. "That's what makes us human. That's what you'll never understand." The alien took a step back, then another. This colony is marked, it hissed. More will come. Let them, Cerise replied. We'll be ready, and we'll still be standing when you're not. That's another thing about humans. We're really stubborn about surviving. The Corthian retreated, collecting its wounded and leaving Cerise standing guard over 12 terrified children in a room that smelled of ozone and blood. Later, when the colony's security chief, a grizzled Thuric warrior named simply, Thuric, arrived with reinforcements, he found Cerise sitting against the wall, children clustered around her like baby birds around their mother. She was still smiling, though consciousness was slipping away. The human female defeated 3 Corthian raiders alone? Thuric asked his lieutenant, his gruff voice tinged with disbelief. Yes, Commander. Thuric approached Cerise carefully as one might approach an injured predator. He'd fought beside humans before, years ago, in the border wars. He thought he understood them. Now, seeing Cerise don a scientist, not a soldier covered in her own blood, but still wearing that defiant smile, still positioned between danger and the innocent, he realized humans were far more terrifying than even he had imagined. Rest, warrior, he rumbled, using the highest honorific in his language. You've earned it. As medical teams rushed in, as the children were led to safety, as Cerise finally allowed herself to close her eyes, one thought echoed through the colony's communication networks, spreading from species to species, world to world. The humans have a saying, mess with the cubs, meet the mama bear. Today the galaxy learned what that truly means. And the Corthians? They never returned to Kelver 9. Some lessons, it seems, are best learned once,